Welcome back to Bamaland 300. Come along today as we continue to wrestle with this gum tree. I know I haven't put out a video in a couple of weeks. I just couldn't deal with my old computer. I threw my hands up and had to wait to get a new computer delivered and get all the files situated and continue to work on this video. I had started on this video, but just absolutely got frustrated with the old computer. And so we're off and running now, and I can't wait to show you what we've been up to, not only with this gum tree, but with the whole spring site. As I've told you, there's a natural spring at the bottom of the hill here, and it's just turning out absolutely fabulous.
The idea on this rotted stuff is just to cut it trailer length. That's about as thick as you want to go with this little guy.
Here's my buddy Kenny and I as we're discussing the trunk of this tree and what kind of saw logs we're going to try to get out of it.
So right now I think with my bars, I'm kind of like Calvin, like 30 inches.
30.
That's about it, isn't it?
Yep, that's 30.
Even though on gum tree you have the big thick sapwood layer, something that big, you're still going to have a lot of meat in there.
Oh, heck yeah.
So don't you think we need to mill this?
Oh, no doubt. I'd mill it for sure.
Right here, Kenny and I are discussing how beautiful a board looks that is sawn through the crotch of the tree. The crotch is where a branch comes off of the main trunk, and when that is sawn into a board, it can make a real pretty feature.
What's that?
9.5, or I'm sorry, 8.5.
All right, so I know it's not the prettiest looking thing right here, but there's some meat. Once we cut it here, if it looks solid, I mean, it might be an interesting feature. And then let's see where 8, because all this crotch right here has got to look pretty good.
Oh yeah.
So if we did almost 8 or a little more than 8, and then another 8, let's just see where that takes us. Tell me where 8 is. I might want to go further to get this.
Limit 3 to here. It's not the best.
Now what are you seeing here? Knowing that the butt flares out a little bit,
I would probably cut it right about where that dirt starts.
do it in 2 pieces?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's a monster.
It is huge.
Let's see where 8 is, okay?
It's 8 right here.
All right, it's just the other side of that scar. Watch this piece. Don't let that hit you. And I'm figuring about halfway up this little mound. Right about there.
That's 8 feet.
That's
right
8
there.
feet. So we got two 8-footers here.
Yep.
So we jump forward to later in the day here. Doug has cleared away a lot of the brush and privet hedge and thorns away from the tree, and we have cut 2 saw logs already. We're getting ready to cut this 3rd saw log and watch what happens.
Don't get under there.
Move it on this side, Jason. Move it on this side, that way if I drop it, it's going to go that way.
Yeah, I don't want you behind it or underneath it. Right there where that hole is. Well, good morning. It's the morning of day 3 on the big tree project, and my buddy Ken is over to help me today. He's down there just kind of prepping the ground a little bit. It looks like we had a rollaway yesterday with a huge log that rolled down the hill. We lost control of it. So today's task, among some other things we're going to be doing, is to get that big log up here. We got some chains, and I'll talk to Ken to see what his assessment of the situation is here in just a second. And oh, here he comes. Well, hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Well, Ken just got started down there. Do you think we have a plan?
Yeah, I got the chain through to underneath and all the way around the log already.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. I got 2 more chains. Tell you what, let's walk down there and you can tell everybody what the plan is.
Yeah, man.
Oh boy, I hope you guys can appreciate the steepness of this grade here. But this is the kind of stuff that I keep referring to as Mother Nature's barbed wire.
Yeah.
It's a viney thing. Now, not all of them. There's some other privet hedge, and I forget what they call it, but it's invasive species that just come in there. There's a cluster right there of all thorny vines. And I think if we have some time today, what I'm gonna do is, I can never remember which direction to hit this thumb toggle to move
turn
it.
it?
Yeah. But anyway,
those are briars.
briars,
That's what
they
call
sure
them.
are. And you
Yeah.
should see my arms all
Oh,
cut up from that stuff.
Tear you up.
So the main task is to get this big log up.
Yep.
And then Ken's gonna run the excavator and I'm gonna do the filming. Before we do that, I'm gonna put a camera up on the excavator on the outside,
All right.
so everybody can see your masterful work there. But I do have some trimming tools, and I'm gonna start clearing the floor here so it looks real good. All right, so Ken's got a chain around the log up to here. Now we're gonna need more length. You don't want to really don't really want to come further than that down here. You look pretty stable there.
Yeah, I made a little road that came down here just to keep it smooth. So.
All right, well, it sounds like a plan. This is one of the nicest saw logs we got out of.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Got out of that. We'll get this up here and we'll get a tape on it. I may even have Calvin.
Yeah.
See, I did it again. May even have Calvin come by. He's got a sawmill. See, the benefit is using a regular band sawmill versus the chain sawmill. On a log that size, just the kerf, the size of the blade, You know, the chainsaw is probably every bit of a quarter, if not 5/16.
Right. Thick,
And
yeah.
a bandsaw blade's much thinner. So on a log that size, using a bandsaw will yield at least another 2-inch board.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
no doubt there.
So I want to consider that. All right, well, I think let's set up some cameras and then we'll start
Get to
tugging.
work.
We'll start tugging on this thing. All right, we're just gonna inch by inch on this. So Ken's gonna back up and oh, that's good. I think he's got all the strength he needs right there. Oh, that's no problem at all. Piece of cake.
Thanks for watching to the end of the video. If you got something out of this video, or if I've entertained you a little bit, pound that like button. Those two things mean a lot to the YouTube algorithm. In my next video, we're going to deal with that final saw log and disposing of the root ball. So stay tuned, and thanks again.